How's it going, guys? Out of the hospital now, and that was what a day. What a day we've had so far. They hydrated me. They made sure I was feeling good. I drank a lot of potassium water. Like, I didn't physically drink it. They put it in my vein because I was throwing up every time I tried to drink. I'm feeling a little better.
We'll explain a little bit more. Well, I will maybe.
Kate might want to explain.
But
Yeah,
cool.
I had to go to a whole hospital ordeal. But now I'm out. I'm free. I'm a free man after like 8 hours in there. Oh, my arm's tired, so I'm going to stop vlogging. Okay, so I'm home now, and Kate is still pretty shook up about everything that happened. So I'll just give you guys like a brief summary. I was throwing up from midnight to 8 a.m. and I went back to bed after throwing up the final time. For that period, I guess. And then I started having chills and fever, and I started trying to like do deep breaths so that I was feeling a little bit better, and the deep breaths worked at first. But the chills got worse, and the fever got worse, and the urge to throw up again got worse. So I kept breathing, and I kept breathing. Next thing I know, like, I'm seizing up, and my fingers go all like, I don't know how to describe it. They went like that, and they retracted, and I couldn't move them. And that was freaky, because I've seen that in people with disabilities who have the clubbed hands, and it's close to their chest, and they can't move it. And then that was happening to me. And I was freaked out, and I was like, okay, now I'm a little panicked. Next thing I know, my jaw clenches up. And my jaw clenching up, plus that, I couldn't move. So I start trying to slow down my breathing, and it doesn't work. And I still have to throw up, and I still got these chills, and now I can't talk. And I can't move. And I'm like in an actual state of paralysis, so I start calling Kate. As best I can through my clenched jaw. So I'm, Kurt, it freaky. I get out, like, call an ambulance, or I think I even just said like 911 over and over. She starts like crying, panicking. She calls an ambulance. They swarm in. Paramedics got there very quickly, and they were all very nice, and they were very gentle. They couldn't find my pulse, and apparently my hands were like freezing cold. That was weird. But they kept saying, like, his breathing is fine. His breathing's normal. So we don't think anything's wrong, but we can't get a pulse on him, which was weird. Eventually, they put me into a stretcher. They give me some, like, anti-nauseants and some muscle relaxers. And they put me on an ambulance, and I go to the hospital. And we're there for, like, 6 hours as they put me on IV drips to rehydrate me because I had, like, nothing. My electrolyte level was dangerously low. My white blood cell count was through the roof. And ultimately, they feel like I did the right thing by going to the hospital, because my body started to seize up, my muscles started to seize up, and it's possible that my heart could have started to seize up too. So, glad we didn't take that chance, and we just went straight to the hospital. But they treated me for what is salmonella poisoning, which it sucks because thinking about it, you guys remember that fajita that I had a couple days ago where I was like, this is the best fajita I've ever had in my life? That was the only time Kate and I had something different to eat. And I had the chicken, and she had the beef. And I don't want to say that's what happened, and I don't want to say that that's where I got it from. I really don't want that to be the case, because, again, that was the best fajita I had in my life. But I got salmonella somehow from somewhere. It could have even been, you know, food that I prepared myself that maybe I mishandled it, or I undercooked it, or whatever. And just by chance, Kate's was fine. Because, again, we eat mostly the same meals, especially when it comes to meat. So yeah, I was in the hospital for 6 hours. My throat is still, like, really torn up. I can barely talk. And, yeah, that was a scary, scary time. I've never had, like, essentially paralysis. and I've never been on an ambulance as the person who needs an ambulance. I've always been a guest on an ambulance. I always sat with someone. I have never until today been on an ambulance as someone who needs it. So that was a very freaky, very scary event. But I'm so tired, so I think I'm gonna get some sleep, and I think we'll end the vlog here because again I haven't slept. I was just throwing up. I had a long trip in the hospital. I'm fine now. Recovery from salmonella poisoning is pretty quick from what they said. I'll be down for like a couple days at max. Within 3-4 days I should be back to 100%. So it's not a big deal as long as everything's out of my system and I'm rehydrated and everything's good to go like that. I should be a-okay. So hopefully you enjoyed the vlog here. I actually don't have enough strength right now for an outro rotation unless, alright, here we go. Outro rotation.